Hello. So there were hurricanes recently, um, billions of dollars in damage, many lives lost. There's going to be a lot of work to do. And so, obviously, it's good for people to respond. There's responders who react. That has to be done. And then it would be nice if we figured out like the root cause. And you know the answer uh, to that question of root cause would have something. It would sound something like, you know, climate problems, right? Climate. There's problems in the climate, and it reminds me of a time when I had a automatic thermostat that I wired up wrong, and it started blasting heat into the house. And man, I'm so glad that there was no creature in that house because the house got really hot. And I say that just because that's a climate problem within a house, and you know there are solutions to climate problems in a house. But if the climate problem is, has to do with the world, then it's a lot bigger problem. And I've been connected with Jason Delport, who has shared an idea about a convective heat engine, and we have a little bit of faith and hope that these convective heat engines could be used for sustainable development, sustainable cities, which end up allowing for the transformation of deserts, so that we manage water better. And so if you think about a hurricane, you're thinking about water. And so on a global scale, it would be nice if we could manage water better. And so I have a dehumidifier in my crawl space. If I don't put the dehumidifier in there, then there will be condensation and mildew in my crawl space. But with the dehumidifier, it's very nice in my crawl space. There is no condensation and there is no mildew or mold. And so the convective heat engine does act as a dehumidifier. And it does other things as well. But, this morning I kind of got fired up like I do sometimes. And I went over to the GPT 01 preview, which is a model which is supposed to be better than 80% of PhD students in math, science, and engineering. And I started trying to get it to help me with this project, which is to make a convective heat engine in the world, and not just one but many, in order to help with climate problems in the world. And it's overwhelming how much work would have to be done, how many experts would be needed. If I had a full-time job dedicated to this and unlimited resources, it would be very hard to get this done. And so, I create this video because, the only way to get this done is to have help. And so, I'm a part of TLC, which I've referred to as the Losers Club, but was originally referred to as this little corner of the internet. It's connected to Paul VanderKlay. And Paul VanderKlay, what's special about this little community, there's another TLC, this little community, is that, there's so many reasons, but Paul embodies a way of being which is unique. It's what attracted me to him and has attracted many others to him. And it has something to do with him practicing making Jesus his Lord and Savior. And so Jesus went out and, had dinner with the tax collectors and prostitutes. He went after the lost sheep. He came for for the sinners and the sick. And I think Paul embodies that way of being very well. And so, it would be nice. I think it would be nice if the only way I really see this working out where we could solve a climate problem is if, you know, and if like maybe the guy I know has an idea that works. Maybe we don't know, but we're going to need experts. We're going to need time and money to invest in this thing that's going to potentially bring about a lot of good fruit, and it's going to take a lot of people. And so, I think the first thing would be to have the faith of a mustard seed that Jason Delport has an idea that can help bring about a lot of good fruit, including solving climate problems, which would, maybe in 100 years from now, there would be no more 100-year events like the massive floodings that will happen because of rain. Yeah, wouldn't that be nice if in 100 years there were no more of these devastating devastating events related to water, the power of water in hurricanes and rain systems and tornadoes and floods. It'd be nice. There's other fruit from this idea as well, but we could at least talk about it, and maybe people could just, I don't know, maybe meet and talk with Jason Delport, who's an HVAC mechanic. You have on the internet, you have all these people who end up, they have credentials and they've written books, but what if there's an HVAC mechanic who has been given an idea? And so I want to try and be, and I'm not very good at this, but I want to be maybe put it this way, I want help in doing public relations for Jason Delport. And I mean, the only reason you would not want to have a conversation with Jason Delport with the goal of getting more attention on the idea of the convective heat engine, the only reason you would not want to do that is because you might have fear of losing reputation. I'll put it another way. If you practice making Jesus your king, and you don't want to try and spread awareness about an idea given to Jason Delport, I don't understand why. If you practice making Jesus your king, and you want to help spread awareness about this convective heat engine idea given to Jason Delport, which might have the faith of a mustard seed to move mountains here, it might help us with climate problems, then I don't understand why you won't do it. Because there's the potential for us to really love people, love a lot of people. So yeah, I would encourage you to get in touch with me if you're interested in speaking to Jason Delport about the convective heat engine. And I would encourage you to do what you can to help get more people aware of this idea so that we can form a team to investigate the feasibility, the scientific feasibility of the idea. There's only so much that Jason Delport can do. There's only so much that I can do. This is a huge, mega project. It's not like, I don't think it's like the Ark, Noah's Ark. This is bigger than Noah's Ark. This is bigger than the Manhattan Project. And I think it will produce I have the faith of the mustard seed. It can produce a lot of good fruit. I also have the doubt of a mustard seed that some expert is going to come along and explain why it's a bad idea. But let's see if it is a good idea. And so, yeah, it's kind of a plea. If you are someone who has a YouTube channel and has an audience, I would just ask that you consider some way to use your influence to encourage people to spread what I would call good news. I encourage people to have the faith of a mustard seed and the doubt of a mustard seed that this thing might work. And yeah, I would like to see, for example, Paul Vanderklay have a conversation with Jason Delport. And I'd like to see, for example, the prayer would be that, Karen Wong, who had a conversation with Jason Delport, would mention Jason Delport and his idea, that she would be able to do what I'm doing now. And, Nate Heil, I had a conversation about this idea. And so, yeah, Nate, they put on this Northwest Estuary, and they had the poet, they had the pastor, they had and I'm like, well, where's the engineer? Where's the HVAC mechanic? And so, yeah, it would be nice if we could invite Jason Delport to a conference. And maybe, yeah, there's different ways to do conferences, but yeah, I'm just trying to do some public relations. I could use some help. This is where, like Jacob Faccirecci could help with public relations. This is where Grim Grizz could help with public relations. Nate Heil, Karen Wong, Jonathan Demir, Chad the Girl Dad, the Friday Morning Nameless, Neil Daedalus, Strange Theology, Christian Baxter. All these people. I'll take it. I'll take the loss. I'm in the losers club. I may have been the one who has. It occurred to me, the revelation, that I've been making it more about the messenger than the message. And so I think I want to hopefully get out of the way and share a message that gives me a little bit of hope in the face of Hurricane Helene, for example. So, please like, comment, share. Please share with people who have some amount of influence, who can do a better job than me at getting more attention on the idea of the convective heat engine. This isn't about Jason Delport. This isn't about Gavin Palmer. It's not about any person. It's about an idea. And I just ask that you have the faith of a mustard seed and the doubt of a mustard seed. I don't want you to have complete, absolute doubt. and I don't want you to have complete, absolute faith. I know what both of those taste like. So, thank you. Have a good one.